But fellas, got a lot to talk about. Champ and I, of course, we did the episode on Tuesday night. Great episode. I picked the Oklahoma City Thunder to beat the Indiana Pacers in the NBA Finals. Champ has Indiana because he would love to see the state of Indiana win a championship because the basketball of Indiana. Oklahoma City, they had a 15-point lead in the fourth quarter. And somehow, some way, Indiana just found a way to come back and win the game. And Tyrese Haliburton on tonight's episode, what the hell? Because he just finds way to hit clutch shots after clutch shots after clutch shots. I mean, of course, the layup against the Milwaukee Bucks, the three against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and of course, Game 1 in the Eastern Conference Finals against the New York Knicks, impersonating the great Reggie Miller's choke sign. Voted by his peers as the most overrated player in the NBA and in the NBA Finals. I am shocked. I can't be shocked. I can't say this was luck on the Indiana Pacers' part. It has to be skill. This is who they are. They just find ways to win. And I just thought OKC was too much for Indiana. Their length, the defense. And if you look at the game, I'm just reading at the box score, man. The way Indiana shoots the three, they shot 18 to 39 from three-point range, which is 46.2%. And not even one Pacers player even had 20 points or more. Pascal Siakam, 7 to 15 from the field, 19 points. Tyrese Haliburton, 14 points. Andrew Nembhard, 14 points. Miles Turner hit a big step back three to put up to give the Thunder a 4-point lead. Rick Carlisle, and I said this before, Champ, and we agree, he's a hell of a coach going back to his days with the Indiana Pacers and also his days with the Dallas Mavericks.
Yes.
I'm still riding with the ship. I am still going with the Oklahoma City Thunder. And please go shout out to my girl, Nessa. Like, share, and subscribe. Please go check her out on the podcast, the wrestling podcast, and also check her out on the Sports View podcast as well. Hey, y'all. By the way, she knows her wrestling. She knows her sports. Please go make sure you like and subscribe to her content. Does a great job. And shout out to BRF and John Watson, of course, Mr. Watson. But I'm still rolling with Oklahoma City winning this series. But I am concerned because you had a 15-point lead and it should have ended the game there. SGA, he did what he could. Could he have had a lot more help from the other players? Yes, but I got to give it to Indiana. And if Indiana wins the series, I'm not going to be mad. Would I be surprised? Yes, because I do think that Oklahoma City is still the better team based on the talent and the eye test. But, man, the way that Indiana comes back and win games just like that, it is just crazy. And Tyrese Haliburton, if the Pacers win the championship, and if he's the main reason, there's nothing else that you can say regarding him being overrated or anything else. You better give the man his props, his flowers. But wow, what a comeback by the Indiana Pacers. BRF, what were your thoughts on last night's game?
It was, I gotta tell you, it was a little disappointing. Normally, with the Oklahoma City Thunder, when they have a lead like that late in the game, you're watching them as the game progresses, and you think they've turned up defensively up to 10 as it is, but it's like when they get a lead like that late in the game, it's like they turn it up even more. It's like they put it in the overdrive. It's like it's like as an offense, when it's like they smell blood in the water. Like when they know to have you down, they find a way to just end you that night and they put you out. And it was like, for some reason, whether it was too many missed shots, just not really containing them like they should on the defense on the defensive end of the court. Indiana being able to make shots, whether it's Nembhard making threes, whether it's Miles Turner hitting the big three, Pascal Siakam. I've said this about Pascal Siakam. This is where the Indiana Pacers can do something with him having NBA Finals experience, winning the championship in Toronto. He has this kind of experience. He knows what to expect in big time situations like this, like the NBA Finals. And we got to remember that was the Golden State Warriors. That was the dynasty of the 2010s that he helped beat to get that championship. So he understands the gravity of what's going on right here. So having a Pascal Siakam is going to do wonders for the Indiana Pacers, and they would just it's like a team like Indiana, you have to put them away, because if you don't, they're going to keep clawing and they're going to find a way. However, but I will say this though, Oklahoma City has done this before in the playoffs, and it's like as much as I enjoyed seeing the Indiana Pacers get that game one victory, I'm a little nervous for them going into game two. Because every time it seems like Oklahoma City has a good game and then they lose it the way they did, because they've done this multiple times in the playoffs. Ask Minnesota, ask the Denver Nuggets. They've done this. And then the game after, they turn up and they just run through them in the next game. So I'm a little worried as far as Indiana in game two. However, the best thing you can ask from this is to take the home court advantage from the Oklahoma City Thunder, taking it back to Indiana, taking it back to the field house for because if I'm not mistaken, the NBA Finals, I believe they go 2-3-2. So after these two games, the next three are in Indiana. I may be wrong. If you can check and correct me, but I'm pretty sure the NBA Finals usually goes 2-3-2 after all the normally after all the other playoff series end, because the other playoff series are 2-2 and then they alternate home games. So Indiana needed that one badly. They needed it badly to snatch the home court, go back to just to get one. That's usually the goal of the road team in a series like this in the playoffs. Get one, whether it's game 1 or game 2. They are 2-2, 1-1-1. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So honestly, for me, it's even more vital they got this one. With the finals being a 2-2, 1-1-1 layout, it's even more critical. So now you know for a fact now. You at the very least, you got 5 games in this series. You know this now for a fact. So it was very critical for Indiana to get this one. But just like I said, knowing how Oklahoma City operates, the fact that they have messed up games like this in the playoffs already this year. And then that next game, they usually always come back with a vengeance. They're very good as far as just being able to adapt, being able to just adjust, basically correct what they did wrong in the previous game, and they come out in the next game with a vengeance. So if I'm Indiana, I'm in. You know what I'm saying? I'm back. I'm looking at the film. I'm looking at the tape. I'm saying you got to see what went well. You got to see what wrong. Because even though they did come back and win that game, we also have to remember they were down 15. So even though they did come back and win that game, they played some bad basketball going up into that stretch, even though they came back and won that game. So they have corrections on their end that they need to make too, to hopefully play a better 4 quarters in game 2. With that being said, I do expect I'm gonna go ahead and make a prediction on this. I do expect Oklahoma City to come back and tie this series. I do expect them to tie this series because, like I said, when they have a game like game 1, they are usually so good at being able to come back, correct what they need to correct, and they come out with a vengeance, and they don't let stuff like that happen again. They don't let stuff like that happen in back-to-back games. So I am fully expecting Oklahoma City to come back and tie these series. But with that being said, Tyrese Haliburton, I feel like, has already shut up a lot of people with this performance. I don't think he has to win the championship. He's already shut people up. I mean, the fact that you were voted by your peers as the most overrated player in the league, and the fact that you've come into this playoffs and have just basically just, like you said in the intro, clutch shot after clutch shot after clutch shot after clutch shot. He's come through for this team in big times when they needed him the most. And you just can't say enough by a team but a guy who they're basically building around you as the face of this team, as the face of this franchise. That's what you want from a guy like Tyrese Haliburton. When they made that trade with the Sacramento Kings to acquire him, this is what they envisioned. They envisioned Tyrese Haliburton being the face of this franchise, and he is taking on that, mantle very strongly, and he's playing some good basketball right now. So I am definitely loving what I'm seeing from Tyrese Haliburton. Did he play well in that first game? No. Like you said, he only got 14 points, but hey, he did what he needed to do down the stretch when it mattered most, and then helped them get that game won and helped them snatch home court from the Oklahoma City Thunder. And now they got it made. Now they got it made going into the Indiana, just from the standpoint they know even if Oklahoma City is to win game 2, they know Oklahoma has no shot of ending them now. They know this is going at least 5 games. So shout out to the Indiana Pacers. They just never say die. They are the never say die team. They are the underdogs. And there and like I water cooler talk, you know what I'm saying? I'm at work. I hang, you know what I'm saying? I hang with some guys at the job. We talk about stuff like this every so often on our breaks. And just hearing some of them talk about Indiana, just talk about how they operate. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You saw it in game 1. It's like you have to, when you have your foot on their throats, you have to press. Otherwise, they're going to find a way. So the Oklahoma City Thunder's got to come back in game 2 and figure out just what they did wrong, how to correct it. I don't think there's been a better team that's been able to do that better than them in the playoffs. So like I said, I expect them to win game 2. But I tell you what, I'm all for an exciting series. I want this to go 7. This series deserves to go 7. And I just want to see good basketball from this stretch forward. And I think with teams like Indiana and Oklahoma City, I expect good team basketball moving forward going into the series.
Talk to me, champ.
You know what's so funny that adds insult to injury for Tyrese Haliburton and SGA, although this game was just a thriller? Insult to injury. This game was the lowest rated game 1 in finals history since 1988, if you could believe that.
Yeah, you sent us on the group chat. Yeah,
I could not believe that. I was like, that's just insult to injury. I already got sat out on the bench in the Olympics. People have been hounding me all year. I got graded as overrated by my peers. And in the biggest moment, arguably in Indiana history, probably next to the 2000 finals when they faced off against Shaq and Kobe, this is the lowest rated finals since 1988, game 1. That is flat out ridiculous. Man, as far as Tyrese Haliburton is concerned, man, look, in the great words of the Birdman, put some respect on it. RESPECK, respect. Because that's what he deserves right now. The thing was, I thought that game was over, especially the way that Oklahoma City closed this games out. And they turned over the ball 19 times, Indiana, in the first half.
Yep.
19 turnovers. Now, you turn the ball over 19 times, your star player plays horribly the first half. Only gets 14 points, and you still win the game. Imagine what they're going to do when they're clicking on all cylinders. When the Indiana Pacers are clicking on all cylinders, they look like my Showtime Lakers. When they start going on a run, it's hard to stop them. That's what they look like. And look, it's time. Just apologize, guys. Just apologize. That's all you got to do. You labeled him as overrated, and he proving you wrong. Now, to BRF's point, I don't think he has to win the championship. He has already proven them wrong. But me being the man who I am, it's always good to add the final STFU to it. It's always good to just put that little cherry on top of the banana split. It's always good. Yeah, I might not have to win a championship, but I'm going to anyway. And then I'm going to win the finals MVP just to quiet y'all forever. Shout out to Cardi B, forever. So
I got distracted because we were talking about Stephon Diggs and Cardi B the other day, just for context.
yeah, shout out to Cardi B. Like in the great words of Cardi B, forever. I want to silence you forever. So with that being said, man, look, he doesn't have to win a championship, but it's always good to put that cherry on top to say, hey, you can never say that, hey, you're not overrated anymore, but you still didn't win that chip. Remember, even when Steph Curry was winning finals, they still gave him HE double hockey sticks until he won finals MVP in his last championship. Even when he was winning unanimous MVPs, the knock on him was, well, you didn't win finals MVP. So they're going to always try to find that one little crack in your armor in order to try to throw some doubt at you. So Tyrese Haliburton, please go ahead and give them the final STF. Go ahead, win that championship, maybe even win the finals MVP. And just go ahead and just put it to him. Because the thing is, we've seen some epic comebacks from you. Saw it in the first round, second round, third round. Now we're seeing it in the final round. It's beautiful. So he doesn't have to, but in order to make sure they be quiet, he needs to. You don't have to shut them up, but to make sure they stay quiet, go ahead and win that championship, Tyrese Haliburton. Lead the basketball capital of the world, that being the state of Indiana, to a championship and shut up everybody forever. That was a great game, a great comeback. And not to mention, look, winning time, who do you want that? It's going to start a whole lot of other conversations too.
Him and like, Jalen Brunson as far as clutch player?
Yeah, but not only that, who do you want to take the shot? And it's going to start a lot of conversations. Who do you want to take the final shot when there's 5 seconds left and you need a buzzer beater? It's going to start a lot of conversations. And I believe this is it. Because thus far this year, it's been Tyrese Haliburton.
Yeah. Harrison?
I have to give the respect to Tyrese Haliburton. Yeah, he's shutting people up. But you know what? I know I didn't make my prediction on the NBA Finals, but if you don't mind, PSP,
go ahead.
Can you put me on the big screen, by the way?
All right. Give me a second, real quick. Let me see.
Listen, I don't care. I listen. Respectfully, Tyrese Haliburton, you are a stud. It's time for you to go down. I don't care. FDU, TCU, CPU. OKC in 5. All right.
That was actually good. That was really good.
I like that. That's good.
I had to pull it out of my brain. I had to think it because I don't want to copy Shannon Sharp because I have to.
Well, you from the South, so is BRF and Champ. I'm from the South, so y'all know exactly how to say it, the terminology and stuff. But that was pretty good, Harrison.
That was lit. I couldn't be mad at that.
That was good.
But listen, I mean, Tyrese Haliburton, he had himself a great. But listen, SGA, listen, I'm going to be honest with SGA. He ain't Superman. You can't. It's not like it's not an individual at the end of it. It's a team sport. But I know SGA tried to work his tail off, tried to win himself game 1 in the NBA Finals. But guess what? You couldn't. Did he have the weapons? Yeah, he did. I mean, he had Chet Holmgren. I mean, listen, dude's a stud. But right now, I'm still rooting for OKC. SGA, get the job done, man. You got to get the job done. OKC in 5. Come on, man. You got to get OKC in 5.
I got Oklahoma City win this series in 6. I believe Oklahoma City has to win game 2. Because if they don't, then guess what? Is going to be a problem because that fan base in Indiana, and we've seen Tyrese Haliburton's father and you know how hyped up he is in Indiana. But what a shocker! But an exciting game, but still low ratings. But again, it just seems like to me, champ, and we've had this discussion, and I don't want to regurgitate, champ. It's just the disrespect of the low market teams. And people just want those big market teams. They want to see the New York and Los Angeles, and that's all well and good. But sometimes, hey, Indiana, as you mentioned, great basketball place. It's a great basketball state. I told you there's them and North Carolina. Those are two basketball states when you think of basketball. And then with Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, of course, you think of the football. And you've told me before, champ, Indiana and North Carolina, as it pertains to basketball, they're like Texas is with football.
Mm-hmm.
That's how revered it is to that state. And for them to still get low ratings, you better tune in to watch games 2 and the rest of this series. You better stay tuned in to watch the rest of the series and stop taking it for granted. But shout out to Tyrese Haliburton and Rick Carlisle, man. Hell of a coach. He's done a hell of a job taking over for the Indiana Pacers. He moved on from Luka Doncic. He goes back to Indiana, a team that he used to coach, and then now to the finals. First time since 2000.